Have you ever felt stuck? Like your creative energy is trapped within you, unable to flow freely? Like your passion, joy, and purpose are locked away in a distant place you can't seem to reach? If you've ever felt like you're not living fully, today is the day you unlock your true potential. This is the journey to heal your sacral chakra, awaken your creativity, and reclaim your deepest flow. Welcome, my friend. Today, we're diving into a powerful energy center within us all, the sacral chakra. This chakra, located just below your navel, governs creativity, passion, and the flow of emotions. But when it's blocked or out of balance, we can feel disconnected, stagnant, or overwhelmed. For many of us, the struggles of life, stress, trauma, emotional pain, can leave us disconnected from our inner creative power. But there is hope. In this video, we will explore the ancient teachings that guide us to unlock the sacral chakra's energy and flow into a life of healing and joy. Let's begin this transformative journey together. Understanding the sacral chakra. Let's begin by asking ourselves a simple yet profound question. Do you feel like your life flows effortlessly, like a river moving freely? Or do you feel stuck, as if something inside you is blocking the natural rhythm of your being? The sacral chakra, or Svadhisthana in Sanskrit, is located just below the navel, around the area of the pelvis. This energy center is often referred to as the seat of our emotions, creativity, and relationships, not just with others, but with ourselves. It governs our ability to experience pleasure, to create, and to feel joy. When this chakra is balanced, life feels vibrant, our emotions flow freely, and we feel connected to our true essence. But when this energy center is blocked or imbalanced, the flow of creativity and emotions becomes stagnant, like a river that has been dammed. Our ability to experience pleasure and joy is diminished, and we may feel disconnected from our true creative power. This is where the suffering begins. In the teachings of Buddhism, we learn that all living beings experience suffering, or dukkha, in different forms, whether it's physical pain, emotional trauma, or mental unrest. This suffering is not random. It often arises from attachments and blockages in our energy system. The sacral chakra is a particularly sensitive area where emotional wounds can manifest. Negative experiences, such as past trauma, rejection, or fear, can create blockages here, preventing the natural flow of energy. When the sacral chakra is blocked, we might experience feelings of shame, guilt, fear, or frustration, all of which stifle our emotional expression and creativity. We become disconnected from our passions, from the joy of simply being alive, and from the flow of energy that naturally connects us to the world. This is not only an emotional issue, but a physical one as well. People with blocked sacral chakras may feel lower back pain, hip pain, or digestive issues, all symptoms of stagnant energy in this area. In Buddhist philosophy, we understand that karma plays a key role in shaping our experiences. The actions, thoughts, and emotions we hold onto shape the world around us. If we suppress our emotions or fail to express our creative energy, we create karmic patterns that affect our present and future experiences. The suffering we feel is not an isolated event, but the result of our attachment to these blockages. However, just as suffering is a cycle, healing is also a cycle that can be broken by conscious awareness and the willingness to release past wounds. This is why understanding and healing the sacral chakra is so important. It's not just about clearing emotional blockages. It's about creating space for new energy, creative, passionate, and healing energy. When we open and balance this chakra, we begin to break free from the cycles of suffering and allow new, vibrant energy to flow through us. We reconnect with our creativity, our joy, and our ability to experience life fully. But how do we recognize if our sacral chakra is blocked? The symptoms may vary. but common signs include feeling creatively stifled, struggling with relationships, experiencing feelings of guilt or shame, or even having a sense of general dissatisfaction with life. Perhaps you've noticed that your relationships have become more strained, or that your ability to experience pleasure, whether through work, hobbies, or intimacy, feels diminished. These are signs that the flow of energy in your sacral chakra has been interrupted. The good news is that healing this chakra is possible. The first step is recognizing that we are not bound by the emotional or physical blockages that we have carried in the past. In Buddhist teachings, we often hear that the path to enlightenment is through understanding and releasing attachments. Similarly, healing the sacral chakra is about acknowledging the blockages within us and choosing to let them go, so that we can embrace the creative and joyful flow of life once again. So, what does it mean to heal the sacral chakra? Healing is a journey, a path of self-discovery, self-compassion, and conscious action. It requires us to confront our emotional pain, to release old patterns of fear and guilt, and to create space for new, positive energy to enter. As we step into this healing process, it's important to understand that the journey isn't about perfection or instant transformation. It's about making the choice to begin, to open ourselves to the possibility of healing, and to trust in the process. Just like a river that slowly clears its path, our journey to heal the sacral chakra requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to flow with life. Now, as we begin to understand the significance of the sacral chakra and how it influences our emotional and creative energy, let's explore the energy of emotions and creativity. How does this chakra influence our ability to create, to express, and to feel? In the next part, we'll dive deeper into the connection between emotions and creativity, and how healing the sacral chakra can help us unleash the full potential of our creative flow. The energy of emotions and creativity. Now that we have a deeper understanding of the sacral chakra, let's explore the connection between emotions and creativity. Emotions are not just fleeting feelings that we experience. They are the very energy that propels us through life. Think of emotions as currents in a river. When they are allowed to flow freely, they provide the energy that sustains our lives. When blocked, however, they stagnate, causing a disruption not only in our emotional state, but in our ability to create and manifest our desires. In the context of the sacral chakra, emotions are the fundamental force that governs our ability to create. Creativity isn't just about artistic expression. It's about life force energy. In Buddhism, this energy is called prana, or kai. It is the universal life energy that flows through all things. When the sacral chakra is open and balanced, our emotional energy flows smoothly, and we tap into this universal energy, which naturally fuels our creative abilities. However, when we experience emotional pain, unresolved trauma, or fear, this flow is obstructed. Imagine trying to pour water through a narrow, clogged pipe. It doesn't flow as it should. Similarly, our creative energy becomes blocked when we suppress or deny our emotions. Often, we think of emotions like sadness, anger, or fear as something negative, something to be avoided. But in reality, emotions are vital signals. They are the language of the soul, helping us understand our inner world and providing us with the tools we need to navigate life. Let's take a moment to think about the times when you felt truly inspired, whether it was writing, painting, dancing, or simply sharing your thoughts with others. What did you feel at that moment? Chances are you felt alive, connected, and in flow. When you are in touch with your emotions, the energy flows freely, and you experience a deeper connection to your creative self. On the other hand, when you suppress your emotions, you block this vital flow of creative energy. Emotions like fear, shame, and guilt often stem from past experiences, whether from childhood, relationships, or personal setbacks. These unresolved emotions get trapped in the sacral chakra, causing it to become imbalanced. This imbalance manifests in the physical body, often in the form of discomfort in the lower back, hips, or abdomen. In Buddhist philosophy, we are taught that emotions are impermanent. They arise, they transform, and they pass away. Just as clouds move across the sky, emotions are meant to move through us. However, when we hold on to them, when we resist feeling them or let them control us, we create a dense cloud that blocks our ability to experience life's beauty and creativity. Letting go of these emotional attachments is one of the key teachings in Buddhism. It's about observing emotions without clinging to them or pushing them away. This practice of non-attachment allows us to experience emotions in their purest form, without being overwhelmed or controlled by them. When we engage in creative expression, whether it's writing, painting, singing, or any other form, we allow our emotions to flow freely through us. Creativity is one of the most powerful forms of emotional release. It is a way for us to process, understand, and transform our feelings. In this sense, creativity is healing. It's the way our spirit communicates with the world, using the raw material of our emotions. The act of creation allows us to channel our emotional energy into something meaningful, something that reflects our innermost truths. This process of creation is liberating. It clears out the stagnant energy, making room for new insights, new possibilities, and new experiences. It also helps us transcend the ego, the false sense of self that often keeps us trapped in our emotional patterns. Through creative expression, we become more authentic, more aligned with our true nature, and more connected to the world around us. Healing the sacral chakra is not just about releasing emotional blocks. It's about reconnecting with the natural flow of creative energy that resides within all of us. In Buddhism, we speak of right action, which is the practice of acting in alignment with our true purpose. When we open the sacral chakra, we are not only healing ourselves emotionally, but we are also aligning ourselves with our higher calling. We are tapping into the energy of the universe and allowing it to guide us in our creative endeavors. To fully understand the connection between emotions and creativity, let's reflect on the metaphor of a garden. Imagine a garden filled with beautiful flowers, plants, and trees. But these plants require a certain balance of water, sunlight, and care to grow. If the garden is neglected, if weeds are allowed to take over, it becomes overrun, and the plants struggle to thrive. Similarly, our creative energy requires care and attention. When our emotions are neglected, when we don't allow ourselves to express or process them, our creativity becomes stifled, just like a neglected garden. The act of caring for our emotional well-being is like tending to that garden, pulling out the weeds of fear, guilt, and shame, and allowing the flowers of creativity, joy, and passion to bloom. As we heal the sacral chakra, we nurture our emotional landscape, creating a fertile ground for our creativity to flourish. But how do we begin to heal this emotional connection? The first step is awareness. It's about acknowledging the emotions that have been suppressed or ignored. We need to make space for these emotions to surface and be expressed, whether through art, journaling, movement, or simply sitting in stillness and feeling them without judgment. As we create space for emotions to flow, we also create space for new creative energy to enter. Healing the sacral chakra is not a one-time event. It is a continuous practice of self-awareness, self-expression, and emotional healing. The more we practice, the more we open up to our natural flow of creativity. And the more we engage in creative expression, the more we heal our sacral chakra and free ourselves from emotional blockages. The root of emotional blockages. As we move deeper into our journey of understanding and healing the sacral chakra, it's time to explore the roots of the emotional blockages that often hold us back. The sacral chakra, as we have seen, governs our ability to create, to connect, and to feel pleasure. But this natural flow of energy is often disrupted by emotional wounds that have accumulated over time. These wounds, whether from past trauma, unresolved pain, or limiting beliefs, can create deep blockages in the sacral chakra, preventing the free flow of creativity, passion, and joy. To understand these blockages, we must first acknowledge that they do not simply arise out of nowhere. They are often the result of past experiences that have shaped the way we view ourselves and the world around us. In Buddhist teachings, this is where the concept of samsara, the cycle of suffering, comes into play. We often carry the scars of past trauma, fear, or loss, and these emotional imprints become like knots within our energy system. These knots are not just mental, they are stored in our bodies as well. Over time, they manifest physically in the form of pain, tension, or disease, especially in the areas of the body that correspond to the affected chakras. The emotional blockages in the sacral chakra can stem from many sources. Childhood experiences of emotional neglect, abuse, or criticism may have caused us to suppress our feelings and creativity. In relationships, we may have experienced rejection, betrayal, or feelings of inadequacy, which have made us fearful of intimacy or expressing our desires. Perhaps, throughout our lives, we've been told that certain emotions are bad or shameful, and we've learned to bury them instead of allowing them to flow freely. One of the most significant blockages in the sacral chakra is often rooted in shame. Shame is an emotion that can be deeply tied to our sense of self-worth and identity. It's an emotion that tells us we are not enough or that our true selves are unacceptable. In Buddhism, the concept of self-attachment is closely linked to suffering. When we identify too strongly with feelings of shame or guilt, we create a false self-image that is rooted in fear and insecurity. This self-image becomes a barrier that prevents the natural flow of our creative energy. We become disconnected from our true nature, the free, expressive, and joyful being that we were meant to be. Similarly, guilt often emerges as a significant blockage in the sacral chakra. Guilt tells us that we have done something wrong or are unworthy of happiness. This emotion can stem from past actions or decisions we regret, or from deeply ingrained beliefs about our own inadequacy. Guilt is particularly destructive because it ties us to the past, making it difficult to move forward. When we hold on to guilt, we carry its weight in our emotional body, preventing us from fully opening up to our own creativity and joy. Another major cause of blockage in the sacral chakra is fear. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, or fear of being vulnerable. Fear prevents us from expressing ourselves fully and authentically. It keeps us stuck in old patterns and prevents us from taking creative risks. In Buddhist philosophy, fear is seen as one of the major obstacles to enlightenment because it binds us to the illusion of the ego. The ego, driven by fear, seeks security and control, but it also stifles the free flow of life energy. The sacral chakra, when blocked by fear, becomes constricted, and we lose the ability to embrace the uncertainty and spontaneity that creativity requires. These emotional blockages are not simply psychological, they are embedded in our bodies. The sacral chakra is closely linked to the reproductive organs, the lower back, and the hips. When we experience emotional trauma, the body holds onto this energy. This is why many people experience physical discomfort in these areas when they are emotionally blocked. If you've ever felt tension or pain in your lower back, hips, or abdomen, this may be a sign that your sacral chakra is out of balance and that there are unresolved emotions trapped within your body. However, recognizing and addressing these blockages is the first step toward healing. The challenge is not to rid ourselves of these emotions, but to transform our relationship with them. Buddhism teaches us the practice of mindfulness, the ability to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. This practice can be incredibly helpful when dealing with emotional blockages. When we become aware of the shame, guilt, or fear we are holding onto, we can begin to release them with compassion, understanding, and forgiveness. Let's take a moment to reflect on the nature of these blockages. Imagine you are standing in front of a large stone wall. built brick by brick, each brick representing a past emotional wound or a limiting belief. For many of us, this wall feels insurmountable. But as we begin to observe and acknowledge the wall without fear or judgment, we can begin to dismantle it. Each brick of fear, shame, or guilt can be gently removed, one by one, until the wall crumbles and the energy flows freely once more. In Buddhist practice, there is a concept called metta, loving kindness. This is the practice of offering compassion, first to ourselves and then to others. When we approach our emotional wounds with loving kindness, we open up the space for healing. Instead of seeing our blockages as something to be ashamed of or feared, we can view them as opportunities for growth. By embracing our emotional wounds with compassion, we transform them into sources of strength and wisdom. The process of healing the sacral chakra is not about erasing the past, but about integrating it. It's about acknowledging the pain we've experienced, understanding its role in our lives, and choosing to let it go. The energy that was once trapped in the blockages of the sacral chakra can then be released, allowing us to reconnect with our creative flow, our passion, and our ability to experience joy. So, how do we begin to release these emotional blockages? The first step is to acknowledge them without judgment. The next step is to practice self-compassion and forgiveness. This may take time, and it may require patience, but the reward is immense. As you begin to let go of the shame, guilt, and fear that have held you back, you will begin to feel a sense of liberation. The energy of the sacral chakra will start to flow again, bringing with it a renewed sense of creativity, passion, and joy. The path to healing and unleashing your creativity. Now that we have explored the blockages that can obstruct the flow of energy in our sacral chakra, it's time to turn our attention to the path of healing. The good news is that healing is not only possible, it is an empowering and transformative process. In Buddhism, we are taught that every moment is an opportunity for change. Just as a river can clear itself of debris when it is given space to flow, our energy can also be cleared when we allow ourselves to heal with patience and mindfulness. The journey to healing the sacral chakra requires a willingness to confront our emotions, a commitment to self-awareness, and a deep compassion for ourselves. Here are some powerful steps to help you begin healing and unleashing your creative flow. 1. Meditation and mindfulness practice. One of the most effective ways to heal the sacral chakra is through meditation. Meditation allows us to quiet the mind and tune into the subtle energy of the body. A simple and powerful meditation for healing the sacral chakra involves focusing on the area just below the navel. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take several deep breaths to center yourself. As you inhale, visualize a warm, glowing orange light, the color associated with the sacral chakra, filling this area of your body. With each exhale, release any tension, fear, or negativity that may be blocking this energy center. Imagine this orange light growing brighter, spinning, and clearing any stagnant energy. This process of visualization helps to activate and balance the sacral chakra, allowing the energy to flow freely once again. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of mindfulness, being present with each breath, each thought, and each emotion without judgment. As you meditate, allow yourself to simply be present with whatever arises, whether it's a feeling of discomfort or a burst of creative inspiration. With mindfulness, you begin to acknowledge your emotions, letting them pass through you without attaching to them. In this way, the healing energy of the sacral chakra can begin to flow. 2. Creative expression and play. Healing the sacral chakra is not just about emotional processing, it's also about creative expression. One of the most direct ways to open the sacral chakra is to engage in creative activities that bring you joy. This could be anything from drawing, painting, writing, dancing, singing, or playing an instrument. These activities are not just a way to express yourself, they are a form of energetic release. In Buddhism, we learn that creativity is a form of skillful action. It's a way of bringing your inner energy into the world, of offering your unique essence to the collective whole. When you create, you give voice to the emotions, thoughts, and desires that have been held inside. Don't worry about being perfect. Just allow yourself to play and express freely. When you do this, you release the blockages in the sacral chakra and allow the flow of creativity to return. 3. Self-care and nurturing the body. Another crucial aspect of healing the sacral chakra is taking care of your physical body. The sacral chakra is connected to the lower abdomen, hips, and pelvis, areas of the body that hold emotions and physical tension. To release emotional blockages and enhance the flow of energy, it's important to nurture these areas with gentle movements and practices. Yoga is an excellent way to open the hips and lower back, allowing the energy to flow more freely. Poses like pigeon pose and butterfly pose can help release tension and stimulate the sacral chakra. Additionally, nurturing activities like taking warm baths, practicing gentle stretching, and even receiving bodywork or massage can help open the channels of energy. Buddhism teaches us to honor the body as the vessel through which we experience life. The body is not just a physical form, it is a sacred space for the spirit to inhabit. By practicing self-care, you honor the physical and emotional aspects of your being, helping to release blockages and restore balance to the sacral chakra. 4. Emotional release and forgiveness. Healing the sacral chakra also involves releasing past emotional wounds. This is where the practice of forgiveness becomes crucial. Often, we carry emotional pain from past relationships, experiences, or situations. These unresolved feelings create energetic blockages in the sacral chakra, limiting our ability to express ourselves fully. One powerful way to release these emotions is through the practice of forgiveness, not just toward others, but also toward ourselves. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, freeing you from the chains of resentment, shame, and guilt. When we forgive, we allow the energy of the sacral chakra to flow once more. In Buddhism, we are taught to practice compassion toward ourselves and others. This compassion allows us to release the attachments that bind us to past pain. As we forgive and let go, we create space for new, positive energy to enter, reawakening our creative potential. The law of karma and creating your future. We have explored the path to healing the sacral chakra. It's time to dive deeper into a key spiritual principle, the law of karma. This universal law states that every action, thought, and intention we have ripples out into the world, influencing our future in profound ways. Karma is not just about what we do to others. It's also about how we treat ourselves, the energy we cultivate, and the choices we make in each moment. In Buddhism, we understand that karma is not simply about cause and effect. It's a deeply interconnected cycle of energy. The energy we create, whether positive or negative, becomes the fabric of our experiences. If we are operating from a place of emotional blockage, fear, or disconnection, we create karma that reflects that energy. But when we heal our sacral chakra, we open ourselves to a more positive, creative, and abundant flow of energy, which in turn shapes our future experiences. 1. The karma of emotional wounds. Our emotional wounds are often the root of negative karmic patterns. When the sacral chakra is blocked, we tend to hold onto unresolved emotional baggage, guilt, shame, anger, and fear. These emotions create energy imprints within us that influence how we move through the world. If we hold onto negative emotions without healing them, we continue to act from a place of fear or avoidance, and that energy inevitably comes back to us, shaping our future experiences in ways we may not even realize. For example, if we continually carry the burden of shame or guilt, we may attract relationships where we feel unworthy or disconnected. If we suppress our creative desires due to fear of rejection, we may miss opportunities that align with our true purpose. Healing the sacral chakra is about releasing these emotional wounds and the karmic imprints they have left behind. As we heal and let go of the past, we clear the way for new positive energy to enter, allowing us to create better karma rooted in self-love, joy, and creativity. 2. Creating new karma through healing. When we begin the process of healing the sacral chakra, we are actively shifting our energy. Healing isn't just about getting rid of negative emotions, it's about transforming them. In Buddhism, we call this the practice of transmutation, turning suffering into wisdom, fear into courage, and pain into compassion. When we heal our emotional wounds, we create new karma, positive karma that aligns with our highest potential. By reconnecting with our creativity, we begin to align ourselves with the universal flow of energy. The act of creating, whether through art, music, writing, or simply expressing ourselves authentically, sends out ripples of positive energy into the world. This energy, in turn, attracts more of the same. When we are in a state of balance, joy, and creative expression, we attract opportunities, relationships, and experiences that reflect this vibrant energy. This is the power of karma. By healing ourselves and transforming our emotional blockages, we create the conditions for our future to be filled with abundance and positivity. 3. Aligning with your higher purpose. As you continue to heal your sacral chakra, you begin to align more closely with your higher self, the part of you that is deeply connected to the universe and its infinite wisdom. When the sacral chakra is blocked, we often feel disconnected from our true desires, passions, and purpose. We might feel lost or uncertain about the direction of our lives. But as we heal and open this chakra, we reconnect with the very essence of who we are. In Buddhism, we talk about right action, acting in alignment with our true nature and purpose. As you release the emotional blocks stored in your sacral chakra, you open the space for your higher purpose to emerge. You start to live from a place of authenticity, and your actions align with your truest intentions. This alignment is the key to creating positive karma in the world. 4. Manifesting your desires with creative energy. The healing of your sacral chakra is also about unlocking the creative energy that resides within you. Creativity is not just for artists or musicians. It is the energy that drives us to manifest our deepest desires, to bring our dreams into reality. The sacral chakra is the center of this life force energy, and when it is balanced and open, we become powerful manifestors. As you heal the sacral chakra, you begin to tap into this infinite well of creativity. You no longer feel blocked or restricted in your ability to create the life you want. This energy is the force that allows you to manifest abundance, love, success, and joy. In Buddhist terms, we call this the energy of cosmic creation, the same energy that flows through all living beings, connecting us to the source of all creation. When you align yourself with this energy, you align yourself with the universe's abundance, and you become a magnet for the positive karma you wish to manifest. 5. Positive karma, the ripple effect of healing. One of the most beautiful aspects of healing the sacral chakra is the ripple effect it has on all areas of your life. When you heal your own energy, you heal your relationships, your career, your health, and your connection to the world around you. Your positive energy ripples out into the universe, affecting not only you but everyone you encounter. Buddhism teaches that true peace and happiness come from the collective well-being of all beings. When we heal ourselves, we contribute to the healing of the world. By healing your sacral chakra, you are not only creating a brighter, more joyful future for yourself, you are also adding positive energy to the collective consciousness. This is how karma works. The more positive energy we put out, the more we receive, and the more we contribute to the world's healing. As we reach the end of this transformative journey, I want to remind you that healing is not a destination. It's a continuous, unfolding process. By healing your sacral chakra, you unlock the creative energy within you, allowing you to manifest the life you desire, free from the blockages of the past. Every choice, every action, and every thought you have can shape your future. And as you step into your full creative power, you also align with the abundant flow of the universe. You are not bound by your past. You have the power to break free, heal, and create positive karma in your life. As you release old patterns and embrace your inner creativity, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities and opportunities. This journey is one of self-love, healing, and transformation, and I am so honored to have shared this path with you. If you're ready to continue unlocking your true potential and live a life of authenticity, joy, and creativity, make sure to subscribe to Radiant Mystic Space. Join this growing community of like-minded souls who are on their own journey of healing, awakening, and spiritual growth. By subscribing and sharing this video, you support not only your own growth, but the collective energy of all who seek light, balance, and creative expression in their lives. Together, we can create a space of healing, enlightenment, and empowerment. So hit that subscribe button, share this wisdom with those you care about, and let's continue walking this radiant path together. Stay tuned for more transformative content that will help you unlock your inner power, embrace your creativity, and manifest the life you deserve. Thank you for being part of Radiant Mystic Space. May your sacral chakra remain vibrant and flowing, and may you always walk in the light of your highest self.